Today, you've announced a whole bunch of measures. We could see big fines of up to 10%. We could see potential breakup of companies, disinvestment. And you also say that companies need to take a responsibility. The digital market is the same as brick and mortar. So I wonder, do you worry about the reaction from companies like Facebook, Amazon, and so on?
Well, what we worry about is competition and a fair marketplace. And we have been consulting extensively. We've been talking with, everyone. We've had experts, member states, parliaments, businesses, organizations. What they worry about is being able to do fair business. And what they worry about is too much illegal content, both product and services. So this is our worry. And of course, we are balancing things, which is why we think that this is, quite a proportionate proposal.
And when you were explaining some of the measures, you said that this is not targeting anyone in particular and that you hope you don't have to fine anyone, but nonetheless, you could see 10% fine over your revenue here. Is that something that you're looking to do as a measure if needed, however?
Well, I think that anyone would want to comply with legislation that has been passed by our legislature here, the Parliament, the Council. Why wouldn't you want to do that? But it's also good to have an incentive. And the incentive of a fine of 10% of your turnover, I think that's a good incentive.
And could we read that perhaps as a warning too?
Well, the strange thing is that in my work as competition law enforcer, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of practices that has been really damaging for other businesses. Now we say sort of in general, well, these are the things that you must do. These are the things that you should not do. And I think it will bring a better balance into the marketplace. And that is what we need. Because this is actually a bit more than just competition law enforcement and making that general. This is also beyond addressing unfair trading practices. And we have seen that no matter how vigilant we are in competition law enforcement, we need to work hand in hand with regulation in order to have an open and contestable market.
And one of the things you said is that in terms of the gatekeepers or companies that may have too big a position in the market, if that was needed, you could look into potentially breaking up or asking a company to disinvest and split up their business. That is something that investors really worry about and look at that as almost a nuclear option. Is that the nuclear option for you, or are you willing to use that too if needed?
Well, I think that we will have compliance because I think it's proportional, it's reasonable. It's actually what you would expect if you're an investor, that the business that you invest in actually is by the book. If they're not, then it is fines and other fines, repeated fines, behavioral commitments. But there is the option eventually to ask for a divestiture, splitting up a company. I would not expect that we should go there, but as a last resort, I find that it is justifiable.
Okay, so it's justifiable, but it's not something that you're looking to do anytime soon, to that respect?
No, of course not. What we want is an open, contestable marketplace where businesses can find their customers. This is what we want to achieve.
You also say moving away from competition, that internet that really controls some of the information that goes on, and especially the fake news and really some stuff that is clearly not factual and could confuse the public is equally important for the Europeans. I wonder specifically with Facebook, we've seen a lot of fake news when it comes to COVID, the vaccine and so on. What are they telling you in terms of A, how quickly they're going to take it down, and are they going to be held liable at one point for that content?
Well, actually, I think that we have had quite a good cooperation with a number of the platforms to make sure that when people are looking for information about COVID and the pandemic and vaccines, that they get sort of official vetted information. So this will not regulate content. But if a member state, for instance, say, well, this is illegal, well, then if you are flagged, this is illegal, you have to take it down. But the other thing is they also have to tell the people who were behind it, we have taken down your content. Do you want to complain about it? Because just as well as it's important for us that what is illegal offline is also taken down as illegal online, freedom of expression is obviously also key.
And the other company, especially heading into Christmas, that has been very much in focus is Amazon. We've seen a lot of small companies in Europe push back. They say it's unfair. They're not able to compete with a huge company like Amazon, and especially in the time of COVID. I wonder, do you sympathize with them? Do you feel that hurt from the small companies in Europe?
Yes, I do. And we just sent a statement of objection to Amazon because what we conclude, preliminary, yes, but what we conclude so far is that they use the data from all these small traders and use that to sort of assess what they themselves as a retailer should put on the market. which of course makes their risks very, very small compared to the small guy who have to, take a risk and guess what is the next thing that someone wants to buy.